This is an MS Views and News interview with Katie Collette. She's an Emmy Award-winning journalist and MS patient. Today, we're going to discuss turning your tragedy into triumph. And we're going to get into that right after the jump. How did we meet again? We did an MS
We co-emceed an event for the MS Society nationwide.
That's what it is. It's two
That's
MS
what it
leaders coming together to be the fabulous leaders that they are. So you got diagnosed. And did you have like a whole bunch of symptoms before you got diagnosed? Like, I can't see anymore. How did your diagnosis story go, Katie Collette?
I had one symptom, and it was I had lost the vision in my right eye, and I had a lot of pain in my right eye. So fortunately, I listened to my body, and I went to my eye doctor, and he said he did all of these tests. And I failed every single one in amazing fashion.
In amazing
fashion. And so then I had to go to an ophthalmologist, and they checked me out. And long story short, I was diagnosed with optic neuritis. And they prepped me and said, listen, 1 in 5 people with optic neuritis has multiple sclerosis. And I was like, this is not good. So at the time, I was the weekend anchor at Wavy TV here in the Virginia Beach area.
Wavy Katie in the building, y'all. Wavy Katie, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. So I was the weekend anchor there, but I was up for the morning spot, which would be the Monday through Friday spot, which is the spot that I wanted. I want to be a morning anchor. That's the lifestyle that I like to lead. So I was like, I want this spot, but I couldn't see, Damien. So I had to take a few days. Yeah, that part's tricky when you have to read a teleprompter, interview people, see things, words, all the stuff. So it was a couple of days later, I was officially diagnosed with MS. I mean, from the jump to being diagnosed, it was a total of 2 weeks. First symptom, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 2 weeks later. And people might think that sounds crazy when I say it's a blessing, but when you are in our MS community and you realize how fast that is from first symptom to diagnosis, that's why I'm as healthy as I am today.
That's lucky. You're lucky.
Exactly.
It took, I don't know, 3-4 months before 3-4 months, 4 doctors before I got MS. Many people have this for years. And still don't have a clear-cut bottom line, but you got yours in, would you say 6 weeks?
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. I went from my eye doctor who believed me, to the ophthalmologist who believed me, to the MRI, to my family doctor who read it and said, this looks like multiple sclerosis. Neurologist confirmed it. I was officially diagnosed. And that was a 2-week period. Okay.
So now you have MS, right? And you've got this career that is kind of on its way up there. And there's a part where you're like, okay, do I tell everybody that I have this thing? Do I hype this? Many people feel like they have to keep their diagnosis to themselves and not share it in the workplace. Has that been your experience?
I am the exact opposite of that. I'm very, very blessed at Wavy TV. I know a lot of people feel like they cannot share their diagnosis because they're afraid that even though it's illegal to not promote us or to not give us the bigger projects because of our MS, so many places do it, and they kind of do it on the sly, or they try to act like they're doing us a favor. Well, you're not. Not at all. So and it's not fair, but I had a couple, and I even had a couple people at Wavy, good friends of mine, say, are you sure you should tell management? And at the time, I did not have that morning spot. I was a reporter in the field and also the weekend anchor. So I was like, with MS, if this develops into something more, or I have a bigger flare up that could impact my mobility, my photographers are going to need to know. And my managers knew that I was having a vision problem. And I really did feel like I owed them a truthful explanation. And so I just immediately shared with them, hey, listen, I was just diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And Damien, their initial reaction was,